Good evening and welcome to the Twiggs County Board of Education meeting, especially all of our in-person guests, and I imagine those who are out there in cyberspace, Facebook or wherever. We welcome you as well. At this time, we want to call the Twiggs County Board of Education meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, March 11, 2025, and the time is 6:02. Cadet Finn is here, is that right? Correct? Is here today to lead us in the pledge. We're going to ask you all to stand, and she's going to lead us in the pledge, and we're going to pause for a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, Ms. Finn, on behalf of the superintendent and board members, we want to thank you for doing our pledge today, and we want to present you with this certificate of appreciation. So if you will, let me present it to you, and if you will, go out in the middle, follow Dr. Bullard so we can take a quick photo. So let's give her another round of applause. She's a ninth grader at the Twiggs County Middle High School. Thank you.
Okay, I will now entertain a motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, March 11, 2025.
I move that motion.
Okay, thank you. The motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, March 11, 2025 has been properly made by Ms. Blackshear and second by Ms. King. The questions on the motion to approve the agenda for Tuesday, March 11, 2025. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Now, you've all had an opportunity to look at the minutes from the February 11th meeting as well as the board retreat on February 18th. Are there any corrections? If there are no corrections, then the minutes stand approved as written. Ms. Blackshear, would you read the ethics statement, please?
Yes, sir, thank you. In accordance with regulations set forth by the Georgia Ethics Commission, it is the duty of every board member to avoid both conflict of interest or interest of such conflict scheduled before us or appearing on our proposed agenda. Does any board member have any conflict of interest? Seeing none, Mr. Chair, we will proceed with our agenda.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Blackshear. At this time, are there any board members that have any comments or remarks? Silent tonight.
No, sir.
Well,
thank everybody for coming. It's a crowd here, and we appreciate y'all for coming to support us. Thank you.
and I have something I'd like to talk about. I've been thinking a lot about some things, and this thought has come to my mind. It just won't go away. So I was just thinking, what if some concerned citizen got together with a group of kids and started a book club? meet with them maybe once or twice a month. Everybody's reading the same book, talk about the book, discuss the book. In my mind, I have a wild imagination. But I was just wondering if book clubs popped up all over Twiggs County. A book club popping up in Spring Valley. A book club popping up in Jeffersonville. A book club popping up in Danville. A book club popping up in the Nanny Hole. A book club popping up in Dry Branch. A book club popping up on 129. A book club popping up on D Street. Just imagine what that would look like. Twiggs County. And the more I thought about it, I saw this big event where all these book clubs got together and they celebrated all these kids reading 100 books. And we had a big celebration downtown. I just wonder what that would look like. Listen, if you think you might be that person that wants to do that, but you're just not quite sure how to do it, contact me. You can call the board and leave your name and number, and I'll reach out to you, and we can sit down and we'll plan a strategy. But just think about it. What if I get excited thinking about it. But anyway, those are my comments. Superintendent, you have any comments tonight?
Those are some great comments, Ms. Blackshear and Mr. Karstoffen. Great comments. I can envision that myself. Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, board members, all of our constituents who are with us in person on tonight and those who are joining us virtually, again, I wish you a great evening. Tonight, I want to take a moment to honor and to recognize and celebrate the dedicated individuals who serve on the Twiggs County Board of Education. Mr. Thomas Karstoffen, Mr. Isaiah Rouse, Mrs. Teresa Blackshear, Mrs. Rhonda King, and Mr. Chesney Butler. As we observe School Board Appreciation Week from March 10th through 14th, 2025, we acknowledge the unwavering commitment of our board members who work tirelessly to ensure the success of our students, the success of our teachers, administrators, and staff. The school board members are more than just decision makers. They are advocates. They are protectors. They are champions for every child in our school system. They celebrate our successes. They challenge us to reach higher and ensure that we have the resources and support necessary for continuous improvement in every school and every department. One of the greatest strengths of our Board of Education is their connection to the people that they serve. Our board members are caring, they're down to earth, and always willing to listen. They're engaged in the work of providing the best education possible for the students of Twiggs County. Their leadership does shape and guide our district, ensuring that our schools remain places of learning, growth, and opportunity. This week of appreciation is recognized statewide and is sponsored by the Georgia School Boards Association, which emphasizes the essential role of school boards in shaping the future of education in Georgia. As constitutional officers of Georgia, our board members make significant decisions that impact the lives of our students and the future of our community. So today, and throughout this week, I ask that we all take a moment to express our gratitude to the Twiggs County Board of Education for their service and their dedication, whether that be through a kind word, a note of thanks, or simply recognizing their hard work. Let us show appreciation for their efforts in leading our schools and investing in the future of Twiggs County students. To our school board members, I want to personally say thank you for your vision. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your heart for education. Your service makes a difference every single day. Together, we will continue to inspire, challenge, and prepare all of our students to compete globally. Mr. Chair, that completes my comments for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. I guess that's the best thing to say. Thank you very much. At this time, we're going to start our business agenda. And up first, we have Dr. Bullitt with the district request.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, the school system does have district requests that we request the board's approval, and they do align with our vision of generating excellence, one team, one goal, and the mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all of our students to compete globally. The JES Program for Exceptional Children self-contained classroom likes your permission to take a field trip on the 25th to Tubman Museum, and that is to learn historical figures in American history. The 9th grade Twiggs County High School agricultural students would like your permission on the 28th and the 1st to take a field trip to Green Hand Conference, Georgia FFA FCCLA Center, and this is to learn about plant and animal production and natural resources management. Twiggs County High School Cosmetology Program likes your permission to travel to the Warner Robins Central Georgia Technical College on the 14th for a college and career readiness program to see the cosmetology program requirements at Central Georgia Technical College. Twiggs County High School 10th and 11th graders would like your permission on the 21st to travel to Georgia Languages Contest, which is at the Georgia Tech campus in Atlanta, where they will be participating in a novice mid-proficiency in pronunciation and intonation competition, and they'll actually be presenting poems in different languages. On the 23rd, the Middle High School Marching Cobra Band would like your permission to travel to Macon, Georgia to participate in the Cherry Blossom Festival Parade. And on the 24th, the JES Beta Club would like your permission to travel to Jekyll Island for the Jekyll Island Leadership Summit that's going to be conducted for the state. The 7th through 11th grade program for exceptional children would like your permission to go to Macon to the Goodwill on the 27th, and there they will be learning about job skills, staying on task, and working together in small groups on the job. And again, that same group would like your permission to travel back to Goodwill for the same purpose on the 10th of April. Fundraising requests are the 27th of February through the 27th of March. The Tweeds County High School would like your permission to raise funds for their prom committee. The JES Beta Club would like your permission to have $10 donations given throughout the community for a chance to win a gas grill from the 5th of March through the 7th of May. And this will be to raise funds for them to travel to their national conference in Florida. The Tweeds County Middle High School girls and boys track team would like your permission to sell candy to the student body the 14th of March through the 30th of April. And this is to purchase their track uniforms and other track necessities. And lastly, the Tweeds County Middle High School girls basketball team would like your permission to have a fish fry. They'll have it on the 7th and the 8th of April, and that's to raise funds so that they can travel to their basketball camp this summer. Board members, this concludes the district requests, fundraisers, and field trips for this month.
Thank you, excuse me. Thank you, Dr. Bullock. At this time, can I get a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendations for field trips and fundraisers?
I move the motion to approve with the request from our superintendent, all the district requests.
I second it.
Okay, the motion has properly been made by Ms. Blackshear and second by Mr. Butler. The question is on the motion to approve the superintendent's request, district request. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. At this time, Mr. Basley and Ms. Drummer, computer upgrades in the computer science class.
Good evening, Board Chair Karstoffen, Vice Chair Rouse, board members, Superintendent Dr. Bullard, and stakeholders. Today we will be talking about the computer science computer purchase. You've had this for 2 weeks, so I'll go through it briefly, and this is an action item. Before I do that, we are a district with a vision, generating excellence, one team, one goal, with a mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all students to compete globally. This does align to all of our strategic goals, 1 through 5. Really briefly, we'll talk about the overview of this purchase. We'll talk about the purpose, the product, the funding sources, and the program overview that it will support. The purpose of this purchase is the district is seeking to purchase Dell desktops for the academic use in the computer science department. This program is reaching maturity. They've been using Chromebooks for the last 2 years in that particular classroom, and just with the nature of the program itself, we need to upgrade those computers for software compatibility issues, performance compatibility, and industry standards. The product we will be using, we're seeking to purchase, is 28 Dell Optiplex Tower Plus 7020s. You can see the statistics on the board for that the specs for that particular computer. This computer will have a 24-inch monitor, which is industry standard for that type of program. The funding sources for this purchase will be a split between Title I funds, community and schools, and Title V funds. At the time of the quote, it was $35,353.36. We did ask the board for a 10% contingency buffer just because of that expiration date on that particular quote. So the price that we will be asking for is $38,888. This program will support our partnership through Georgia Tech and the Computer Science Department. Georgia Tech has been working with rural school districts since 2022 and 23. The goals of this program is to increase awareness and knowledge in the area of computer science, as well as give kids the opportunity and some other projects for that particular program. Participating rural high schools in Georgia have access to computer science modules based on unique programs, resources at Georgia Tech, and developed by their staff. Some of the pathways that our partnership will help us with in our high school are the introduction to software technology, computer science principles, web design and applications, as well as introduction to hardware technology, cybersecurity, intro and advanced, and artificial technology and machine learning. Again, this purchase will go directly for student use to help promote that particular program. Are there any questions?
I have one. What will happen with the Chromebooks?
So we'll just repurpose them in another particular lab. So we'll continue to use those. We'll probably put them in like a Spanish class or something like that, just repurpose them throughout the schools.
And for the new ones, we will have insurance on, will we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
insurance on these?
Just
just in
that price
case if they
covers
break them or-
that price covers a 3-year warranty on those particular machines, and that's industry standard.
Are there any other questions? Okay, at this time, entertain a motion to approve the purchase of the computer upgrades in the computer science class.
I move to approve the computer upgrade in the computer science division.
Okay.
I second it.
Okay, the motion has probably been made by Ms. King and second by Mr. Butler to approve the computer upgrade. The question is on the motion to approve the computer upgrades in the computer science department. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Basley.
Thank you.
Ms. Denson? Cybersecurity, esports, artificial intelligence, the whole thing. Go ahead. Laboratory.
Greetings, Dr. McBullard, Board Chair Karstoffen, Vice Chair Rouse, board members, stakeholders in person and virtually. Tonight, I would like to present to you the board for approval, the Cybersecurity Esports Artificial Intelligence Laboratory proposal. Before I begin, we are a district with a vision of generating excellence, one team, one goal, and a mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all students to compete globally. This presentation and proposal align with district strategic goals 1 and 2, learning and wellness for all, and excellence ahead, academics, facilities, and opportunities. The purpose of the Cybersecurity Esports Artificial Intelligence Lab is to inspire students to pursue careers in cybersecurity and information systems. There is a growing need for individuals who possess skills in cybersecurity. The U.S. Bureau of Labor projects a 33% increase in job outlook, with salaries ranging from $95,000 to $135,000 in between the Macon and Savannah area. Students from Twiggs County High School have expressed interest in pursuing certifications in cybersecurity. We have 4 students currently in the pathway enrolled at Hutchins College and Career Academy. To create the lab in our district, we applied for and we were awarded 3 grants. the Workforce for Georgia grant in the amount of $50,000, the Computer Science Teacher Equipment and Community grant in the amount of $10,000, and the Computer Science Teacher Credential grant in the amount of $15,000, for a grand total of $75,000. So we are going to use these funds to create a 15-unit lab that will support our cybersecurity, our pathway, our esports teams, and artificial intelligence. It's going to be in room 302 at the Twiggs County High School campus. The cost for the lab is $58,920, and we're going to use the funds that we've already secured to pay for those expenses and also to train our teachers in how to implement those programs. So at the high school, we emphasize a 4E initiative. We want our students to graduate being employed, enlisted, enrolled, or entrepreneurs. And creating a cybersecurity pathway will help us in increasing student access and participation. Currently, in order to participate in cybersecurity, students have to travel to Hutchins College and Career Academy in the afternoon. What that means is they have to have space in their schedule to leave us 3 periods. That would accommodate them to complete the program in a year, but it also takes away the time of them traveling back and forth to Hutchins. By housing that program in our building, it increases access for all of our students. So right now, it limits to the students that have the space in their schedule to do it, but now a 10th grade student who may have 5 other periods will have access to that program because it's actually in our building and the travel time won't be a barrier. Also, it's going to give us a stronger STEM culture in our building. We'll be able to connect our core content classes with what we're doing in CTAE. Under the CTAE pathways, and we talk about pathways a lot, and what we're trying to do is build a pipeline for our students. We're starting in 6th and 7th grade, introducing them to careers in technology. Ms. Drummer currently teaches our computer science pathway, and so that program starts with our middle school students. So by 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, they get the introductory courses. 9th grade, they take computer science, which is moving in Georgia to be a graduation requirement. Once they take the computer science class, it gives them an opportunity to about 6 different pathways. Those pathways include web design, programming, game design, web development, cloud computing, and a pathway called Internet of Things. They'll do that as 9th graders. In between their 10th and 12th grade year, they'll participate in dual enrollment courses. The cybersecurity pathway is a dual enrollment course. The pathway is taught through Central Georgia Technical College, and students earn a technical certificate of credit once they're done with that pathway. That will give them room in their 11th and 12th grade year to participate in apprenticeships and to do internships so they can leave high school from the classroom to a credential and moving into a career. We currently have had students that have participated in internships at Robins Air Force Base that have completed the engineering pathway through our partnership with Hutchins. So the goal ultimately is to create opportunities for our students in the building and removing those barriers. Are there any questions?
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Okay, when you say you're going to train the teachers, how many teachers are you planning on training in order to improve that?
So the program initially through cybersecurity is going to be taught by a instructor from Central Georgia Tech. That instructor will virtually come into our building. We're going to train a teacher to facilitate that classroom, to engage and assist until we are at a point where we can vet our own instructor to do that. We're also going to increase the professional development for our computer science teachers, and also we want to pull in some of our content teachers as well, particularly our science teachers, bringing in the STEAM truck that we've been implementing already and trying to create those collaborations. So I would say upwards of 4 teachers, and we're going to try to do it across curriculum content.
Okay. So what would be with you having, bringing in Central Georgia Tech, what would be the price to the district?
So we have a partnership with Hutchins College and Career Academy, and that gives us access to every pathway that they offer. And so it's built into our budget through CTAE, so it wouldn't be any additional cost to the district for that. Ideally, the program will run simultaneously, so while she has a class on their campus at Hutchins, our students are receiving the same instruction. And we'll have a teacher here going through that endorsement program so that they're able to vet and we can have them as a Central Georgia Tech campus instructor that we, I don't want to say own, but we employ in the district.
And you're looking at starting this coming fall?
Yes, ma'am. Hopefully, if approval is granted today, we'll have that lab fitted before the school year ends. And so as we're doing advisement with our 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, we're pulling them into those pathways.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I just want to say I think you did a really good presentation, and that's really exciting to hear about, especially with the ways of what jobs are going. I think that's really good that we are able to offer that to our students here in Tweeds County.
Yes, sir.
You're about to convince me to come out of retirement.
Come on, we trying.
Thank you very much, Ms. Denson.
Yes, sir.
At this time, can I get a motion to approve the, it's a lot of stuff, to approve the CTAE program in computer science to equip the lab for just all those wonderful things you expressed. Can I get a motion for approval?
So move.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been properly made by Ms. Blackshear and second by Mr. Butler. Excuse me, what was Mr. Rouse? Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Y'all sound so much alike. No. All right. It's been properly made by Ms. Blackshear, second by Mr. Rouse, to approve the cyber, it's a lot of words here, Cybersecurity Esports Artificial Intelligence Laboratory Proposal. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
All in favor, show by raising your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much, Ms.
Thank you.
Denson. And I'm gonna have to visit those classes pretty soon. Yeah, I certainly will.
Thank you for the grants. Keep them going.
At this time, we want to hear from Mr. Billy McLean. He wants to share with us some information on LifeWise Academy.
All right, good evening. First of all, I'd like to express sincere gratitude to our board, our administrators, for your service to our students here in Tweeds County. I had the privilege of meeting your chair about a year ago. And the first time that we met, it was absolutely obvious that he had a heart for kids. And it's been a privilege to be able to get to know him over this last year, and a privilege to be able to call him a brother and a friend. So appreciate your time here this evening. I'll try to be brief and to the point. My name is Billy McLean, student pastor at Stone Creek Baptist Church. I've been accused of talking like an auctioneer, so what I'm going to try to do is cram 45 minutes of information in about 3 minutes. But we've got a PowerPoint we want to start off with, so if you guys want to start that up, a couple short videos.
The school day. My son is in the second grade at our local public school, and somehow he gets to attend a Bible class during the school day.
The Supreme Court has spoken. Public school students can receive Bible education during school hours. I know it sounds crazy, but it's real. Almost everyone has heard of the separation of church and state, but almost no one knows that in 1952 the Supreme Court ruled that public school students can be released from school in the middle of the school day to receive Bible education as long as the program is off school property, privately funded, and they have parental permission. LifeWise Academy believes this is the single greatest missed opportunity of the American church to reach the next generation. LifeWise Academy exists to provide all the plug-and-play tools to communities like yours to launch a local program. Not only is the concept possible, but it's spreading rapidly and students' lives are being changed. We are seeing some of our programs have a participation rate of more than 95% of their local public school students. Most of these students are completely unfamiliar with the basic Bible stories. I was in one class recently where the teacher asked if anyone knew the names of Jesus' parents, and in a class of 20 public school students, not a single one knew that Joseph and Mary were the names of Jesus' parents. But all of those students are now being taught the Bible.
So we got the flyer in the mail, and I'd never heard of like a Bible-based program. And I just felt like it cannot hurt.
Christian was brand new to even the word Bible.
He had to die because somebody had to die for our sins.
To think if I hadn't signed him up, I don't even know what our lives would look like. And like our story, it might not just be, 20 minutes in a classroom. It might lead somebody to a church and change a whole household.
I have seen my own children testify. They've seen their classmates changed.
Kids need to be affirmed, they need sports, but more than anything, they need to hear the gospel.
There are people in our backyard who have never heard the name of Jesus.
I don't know about any other organizations that are doing anything like this.
We wouldn't be able to discuss these things with them if not for doing it right in the middle of the school day.
The law allows us to do it, so why not do it?
What could be more important than the next generation learning the Word of God? And why not have a Bible education program for your public school students? Anyone in any community can get the ball rolling. Voice your support for a Bible education program for your local school at lifewiseacademy.org.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Check out this poem I just memorized. Roses are red. Share this video with everyone you know. It only takes 50 signatures. Let's go.
Yes, I'm a foster parent. So at a young age, probably between the age of 12 and 16, I knew that I would be doing something with children. Reached out to my neighbors and told them, get on the site. I said, sign up, we need 50 signatures. That's it, 50, we can do this. And I said, until we get to that 50, I'm not leaving people alone. And so I was tracking people down, running people down, putting it out on my Facebook page, just sending it to people, sharing it to people, just to make sure that LifeWise gets launched.
1, 2, 3.
Because it's important in my community, it's very important. I want it all over, but near and dear to me in my environment, it's going to get launched. Like to see it actually happening for me, it was sweatless. I mean, we went over to the school, the students were waiting for us, excited. They were lined up, we got them on the van. They were excited about, driving over to the church, like leaving school. Kids always want to leave school. They were excited about leaving school and coming into the building. We welcomed them, we clapped them in, and they were just so amazed at the love that they felt from us for them being there. And so we were so excited to just have those 7 students, because we heard about other areas having way more, but we just did not care. Like, if we just had 1, that's all that matters.
Serpent. Very good.
I know that students need God in public schools, and they're not getting that. And because of that, they're struggling. So any way to be able to help our students develop a relationship with God, I'm going to sacrifice whatever I have to. My name is Cynthia Lampkins, and I helped start a LifeWise at Mifflin Middle School.
If you want to begin teaching the Bible to your public school students during school hours, go to lifewise.org and click Find Your School. Enter your information to sign your community interest list and share it with everyone you know. It only takes 50 signatures to get started.
All right, public schools and LifeWise. Public educators are heroes. They're the ones on the front line. Now, more than ever, schools must address character and mental health on top of providing academic instruction. LifeWise Academy comes alongside administrators and teachers as a supportive ally in the fight for better character development, mental health, and academic achievement. The benefits from LifeWise. Character development, and LifeWise spends a lot of time focusing on developing good character. And we believe this, we believe without structure, without standard, without boundaries, we have complete disorder. Teaching weekly character qualities and how they can be applied at school and at the home. Mental health, and challenge you guys to go out and check out the statistics on this, the studies on this. Providing the means for religious activity, which studies show positively affects students' mental health. Academic performance, reinforcing and supplementing the skills and achievements that students must gain in order to succeed in school and in life. LifeWise aims to positively impact students academically and otherwise by enhancing character and behavior through Bible-based lessons, leading to improved attendance and reduced suspension, ultimately resulting in improved academic performance. This is the big plus, family and community involvement. Attracting and retaining families who may otherwise opt out of public schools due to the lack of religious instruction. We'll open it up now for a time of questions. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. I may not have all the answers, and I can promise you this, if I don't have the answer, I'll get you an answer.
What other school district are you LifeWise in? What other schools?
LifeWise is right now nationwide. They're in over 400 schools, 400 plus schools. Right now, I think the closest one to us right now is Cartersville. Now they have a religious instructional release time program in Blakely County, but it's not done through LifeWise. They've been successfully doing it for about 7 years now, and they have like 600 to 700 students attending that program.
So they operate the same way that you guys are to pick the students up?
Yes, ma'am. Well, with LifeWise kind of takes all the guesswork out of it as far as the insurance, the liability. LifeWise has this down to an absolute art. The reason that we decided to go with LifeWise is because it's a proven method. Like I say, they're nationwide. They're in about just about every state in the United States right now.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. I think it's really good for us as Twigs. I think that's really good, definitely with developing character and all those different attributes that you talked about, especially with having that faith base. What would it look like for us in Twigs if we did that? Like what day, how many times?
Well, we're talking about starting out the first year, starting out small, starting out with a pilot program, 5th grade, the first year. And I'm going to kind of share my heart and my goals and my dreams for LifeWise here in Twigs County. I'm praying that this thing gets so big, we've got to go buy a piece of real estate, we've got to put up a building, we've got to buy a fleet of buses to get students involved, enrolled. And the reason I have so much passion for this, I've been in student ministry for over 2 decades now. 35 years ago, I was a kid running these halls, a kid without hope. And I know this, and I can say this with absolute certainty. Being a kid without hope in a desperate situation, it opens up the door for all kind of bad decisions. For me, it led to addiction, many years of addiction. It led to a life that was spiraling out of control. So my desire is to reach I'm a student pastor at Stone Creek, but God has given me the privilege to reach and impact every student that I can come in contact with. And I think LifeWise has the potential of doing something absolutely huge in Twigs County.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? I noticed it said you needed 50 signatures.
Yes, sir.
How many you have?
You got over 70.
And just tell me exactly what do you want from us?
Well, what we're asking from our board is that you guys approve religious instructional release time for our students here in Twiz County. But this is what I want to emphasize, more so than, you know, what we're asking from our school system here in Twiz County is this, is what we're asking for our school system here in Twiz County. I believe that LifeWise will have an impact on not only the students. Once again, our desire is to build a firm foundation on our students that they can build the rest of their life on. And once again, when you're raising up a generation of young people who have no purpose and they have absolutely no hope, then we're fighting a losing battle. And you know, for me, I don't want to sit on the sideline and say it's somebody else's battle. I want to impact students. I want to reach as far as we can, and this has the potential of doing that. Getting this solid foundation up under these students they can build the rest of their lives on. I don't want to stand before the good Lord one day and have to come up with excuses why I sat on the sideline and did absolutely nothing. So my encouragement to the board is this: allow us to come partner with you guys and allow us to fight this good fight with you guys. Allow us to fight for the souls, the hearts, and the minds of our kids. And I can promise you this: it's a fight worth fighting, and a fight that I'm absolutely worth investing everything that I am into.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when you say you want to start something, so what exactly are you saying? As far as when I think of that, I'm asking, as far as like, are you talking about starting, like I guess your plan? What's your plan? Like, what's your lesson plans as far as teaching about the Bible when it comes to, are you just doing 1 hour? Are you talking about in the morning time, afternoon? But can you give me some ideas to what your plan is as far?
Yes, ma'am. What our initial plan is, and what we'll have to do once we get school approval, we'll have to hire a director. We'll have to get all the stuff in place. But what we're looking at right now is 1 day a week, 1 hour a week, and that counts transporting kids from off the facility. In order for us to be in compliance with the law, 3 things has to happen. It has to be personally funded. The school can't put up a penny for it. It has to be off of school grounds, and we have to have parental consent. So the first year we're talking about starting out with 1 day a week, 1 hour a week. And the curriculum is set by LifeWise. And once again, what LifeWise does is they focus a lot of their time and energy on character building. Building character, building morality, ethics, and building students up from that. That's the starting point for LifeWise.
One other question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you inform the board as to what you do, I guess, to give us feedback, I guess, on a monthly basis, or have you, or is that something that we have to come up with?
Yes, ma'am. As far as transparency, we'll have absolute 100% transparency with the school board. We want the school board, we want the administrators, we want the parents, we want everybody who's attached to LifeWise to know exactly what's going on. Nothing takes place behind the scenes. We want to work and partner with the board, with the administrators and the teachers. We want to partner with you guys and not be a separate identity that's off doing their own thing.
Thank you for the answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions?
I have one more question for you, Pastor. Where would the location be that actually the students would be housed at that would be doing the program, sir?
Danville Baptist Church.
Okay.
And Brother Dan's here. If you have any questions in that regard, he may better. Jacksonville Baptist. Excuse me. I got caught up in a moment.
Danville. That's a nice city.
Well, we gotta be.
I just left from beaver trapping in Danville today, so I got Danville stuck in my head.
Can't take that long. Well, thank you very much, Mr. McLean, and we'll be getting in touch with you.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah, this time we're here for gifted education. get it up.
Good evening, Board Chair Karstoffen, Vice Chair Rouse, board members, Superintendent Dr. Bullard, and all stakeholders in person and watching virtually. I'm here to present about our gifted education program, which aligns with our vision of generating excellence, one team, one goal, and will help us reach our mission to inspire, challenge, and prepare all students to compete globally. It aligns with strategic goals, 1, learning and wellness for all, and 2, excellence ahead, academics, facilities, and opportunities. Well, right now, we currently have 4 gifted identified students at Jeffersonville Elementary School. We're in the process of testing 42 other students. We have 2 gifted endorsed teachers. We have 2 currently in the gifted endorsement program, and we have 2 willing to take the gifted endorsement program next year. So we're trying to at least get 1 gifted endorsed teacher in every grade level in the elementary school. In order for the students to be gifted identified, they have to be tested in 4 domains: achievement, mental ability, creativity, and motivation. Right now for servicing, they are working with me during their ILT time, which is their individual learning time, where I can provide event enrichment with project-based learning opportunities and others, and as well as their content area gifted teachers. Next steps, we're going to finish the evaluation process with our students, collect referrals from teachers, which I've already begun doing for our next group of students that will be tested in the fall, and create a plan to collaborate with the middle school, because right now we do have several 5th grade students that are gifted identified who will be transitioning to the middle school next year. And recommendation, funding, yay! But right now, we're seeking a budget of $10,000, which will be split between special education, because gifted education falls under that umbrella, as well as general funds. And it will cover all of our needs, which is testing, material, software, conferences, supplies, field trips, professional learning, printing, and other needs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have one. I've been out of the classroom for some time. But I remember I had a problem with the gifted education, because it seemed as if to be gifted, it seemed like you had to be gifted in everything, and nobody is gifted in everything. I say that because I've had students that I had that were, quote, gifted from elementary school. And when they got to me, and I was teaching gifted math, not every kid in that classroom could handle the math at that level. Even though they were gifted in some area, it just wasn't math. So my question is, do you all understand now, after all these years, that when a person is gifted, it doesn't mean they're gifted in every single subject?
I am so glad you brought that up, sir. Because what a lot of people fail to realize is gifted education falls under special education because it's a spectrum. There are those, most people when they think of gifted, they think of high achieving, high academics, I ace everything, I don't sweat, but that's why they're being tested in multiple domains, including creativity. A lot of our gifted students, they are creative thinkers. Their mind works in a different way. They can problem solve. So the point of gifted education is to say, okay, I'm strong in creativity. How can I use my strength to strengthen the areas where I'm weak? And that is the purpose of gifted education. And that's why in the lovely state of Georgia, they can qualify in multiple ways. There are those students students that are gifted, that are the high achieving, I get A's on everything, and my mind works like a supercomputer. They can pass in one pathway. And then there's another pathway for the students that I want to learn so bad. I love school. I just need the proper tools to help me get it there. If you let me draw a picture, I can get there. If you let me build something with my hands, I can get there. I might just not be good with paper and pencil or on the software. They have a pathway for them. It is a multi-criteria process. So all students are tested in all 4 domains exactly for that reasoning.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I had a hard time talking to parents whose kids were together as a group all the way through elementary and middle, and then they ran into me. But anyway, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Austin?
All right, good evening, Board Chair Kostarfin, Vice Chair Rouse, Board members, Superintendent Dr. Bullard, constituents in person and virtually. Well, I guess I'm standing between us and executive session and going home, so make this impactful if I can. So budget overview number 1. According to our budget calendar, it is time for us to discuss the first priorities, or the first couple priorities of our budget. It does align with our vision of generate excellence, one team, one goal, our mission to inspire, challenge, prepare all students to compete globally. Since it is a budgetary item, it does support all 5 of our strategic plan goals: learning and wellness for all, excellence ahead, doing things the Twigs way, growing and sustaining our village, and a premier people first organization. To look at our budget calendar at a glance, we have completed tasks in January, from presenting the budget calendar in February to approving personnel recommendations, and we're looking here in our current month in March. So we'll continue to look at our salary schedule from an administrative lens, revenue and expenditure projections, any other HR personnel recommendations, and budget overviews, which we're doing on tonight. In April, we'll look to approve our salary schedules for all staff, including athletic supplements, and begin to present the FY26 budget in more of its entirety. So our topics and priorities, we will talk about the benefits update that we received from State Health and TRS, millage rate history, instruction, facilities, operation and technology, safety, and board feedback and next steps. Last year, we talked about potential increases in our state health benefits. Well, we received notice that those increases are happening in FY26. And FY25, our current year, this is for annual amount, our certified staff, teachers, administrators, and et cetera, $21,120 is what the district is responsible for paying. For our fiscal year 26 premiums, our ensuing year, it is going to $22,620, which is a 7.1% increase. The certified premiums are funded by the state, so we will see increase in our state funding allocation, quality-based education. So it's not money or additional dollars, it's only funding, it's funding the benefits, so it's not something that we have access to from discretionary spending. On our non-certified, $18,960 is our current rate for the year. Non-certified, again, is our custodians, bus drivers, support staff, anyone that is locally funded. And it is rising to $22,620, which is a 19.3% increase. To put this in a dollar perspective, that's roughly $219,600 if all 60 or so classified employees were to enroll in state health benefits. TRS, this is again funded through the state. 20.78% is our current rate. It is moving to 21.91%, which is a 5.4% increase. Again, this is in our state allocation. So when we see increases in our state allocation, these two benefit items do make up that increase. So just the history of the millage rate, we know in 2020, 16.6 to our current year of 17.92. We do not have any plans to increase the millage rate for FY26. This is just to show the history of where we currently are. And like we always have in the past, when we receive information in the summer and fall, I'll come back and present the millage rate and all of the findings from the tax office. So instructional priorities, we'll look at this in 4 buckets, and this list will continue to develop as we continue to meet, but we do have a starting point. So sustain our core instructional resources. We thank you, board, for the investments you've made in programs like iReady, MAP, Beacon, and et cetera. It has provided us the opportunity to really create sustainability in practices and for us to oversee that with fidelity. So we'll continue to sustain those resources. Our targeted professional development, we want to strengthen math, science, and reading pedagogy with our teachers, and want to continue to equip them with effective strategies to engage and challenge all learners. Expert-led coaching and support, continue to bring in specialists to enhance teacher instructional capacity and align training with research-based methods to maximize student learning. And lastly, data-driven decision-making. We want to ensure that what we're teaching from the state curriculum to our standards to the things that we're doing in the classroom, all that is based on data that suggests what we need to do to best improve student outcomes. So we always will lead first with data. Our instructional return on investment, we're hopeful for sustained student growth, teacher effectiveness, our consultant support to continue to be present, improve learning outcomes, and long-term academic gains. Facilities and operations. Fleet and equipment upgrades, so replacing outdated work vehicles and equipment. I will say that Mr. Bacon and the operations department has really overextended the life of our equipment, our trucks, and so we've got great use out of them. So we're looking at opportunities to upgrade because at some point they do become a risk of hazard if we do not replace them anytime soon. So we're hoping that we can bring some information regarding that for next budget year. Space and time optimization. One of the great things we did as an example of what this really means, this current room that we're standing in is multi-purpose. We're having our board meeting tonight. We have professional development in here as well. We have events in this room as well. That allows us to use our space for multiple things to really maximize space and to reserve resources. So when it's time to break down for an event, that does not happen that same day. We have time to do that, which gives our maintenance team and custodian staff time to finish their day-to-day tasks. So that's an example of what we mean by maximizing our space and opportunity. Infrastructure and electrical upgrades. These are the existing buildings that are on these grounds. Technology has become more modern, more efficient, and with that, the electrical infrastructure needs to be updated to match what we put in our buildings. So we do have times to where we have to invest more dollars into electricians to come in to fix things. So we're looking to improve that so we continue to stay in the 21st century as far as our technology and other resources. Preventative maintenance and automation. Automation saves us time, saves us money, saves us effort, and saves us manpower. With an aging workforce, the more things we can automate, we work smarter, save us dollars in the long run. And again, looking at our ROI, we'll definitely focus on those 4 key things with fleet, equipment upgrade, space and time, infrastructure and electrical improvements, and preventative maintenance. Our cybersecurity posture, 4 buckets here. 1, network security and infrastructure. Looking to continue to upgrade our firewalls and intrusion detection. Data compliance and protection, ensure that we're meeting all things with FERPA as we currently are. Continue to improve with best practices, access controls, and other authentication factors. User awareness training, Mr. Bass does a great job here at sending us things to ensure that we stay on our toes with phishing and social attacks, and we'll continue to do that. And lastly, incident response and recovery to ensure that we have 24/7 threat monitoring, detection, incident response, and the right partnerships so that we can continue to protect our data. This will provide a stronger network, better data protection, cyber awareness, incident readiness, and protection for all our digital assets. Safety has always been a top of mind for our school district, and it's top of mind for in the General Assembly as well. We'll continue to look at safety enhancements from a structural standpoint, surveillance, and emergency preparedness. With that, the outcomes of this will be more physical security. It's harder for someone to come in your building when there's a door, a vestibule, or something, or a barrier that's keeping them out. Prevention and response, reduce liability and risk, enhancing our learning environment. We do a lot of training in our district, so we'll continue to do that. And overall, this increased confidence that when you walk into our building, on our grounds, that you will be safe. Our next steps, we'll continue to talk through teaching and learning. HR and finance will continue to meet, continue to develop allotments and look at things that we can improve. There are a lot of updates from the legislative committee that's coming forth, so once we get closer to that 40-day, we'll provide any relevant updates that have any impact on our budget. We want your feedback, and I know that Dr. Bullock will provide us that in senior cabinet if there's anything that we need to hear from you all for, because of course you're approving this budget, so your feedback is definitely important. And then we'll prepare for our next budget overview. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns at this time?
Questions? That's kind of information overload, but anyway, we'll look at it and come up with some more questions later.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Thing. All right, this concludes our business portion of the meeting. At this time, we want to thank each one of you for being out tonight. And at this time, we're going to go into executive session where we discuss security, personnel matters, and other things like that. So, again, thank you all for being here. You're certainly welcome to stay. But at this time, can I get a motion to move into executive session?
So moved.
Okay, the motion has been properly made by Ms. Rouse and second by Ms. King and second by Mr. Rouse to go into executive session. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you all again. Okay, at this time, can I get a motion to return from executive session? Okay, the motion has been properly made by Ms. Blackshear and second by Mr. Rouse. Mr. Butler. Y'all messing with me.
Now you messing with us.
All right. All in favor, raise your hand. All right, the motion passes unanimously. At this time, I need to get a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation on renewals and resignations and some retirements. I need to get a motion on EID 3450, EID 3429, EID 2986, EID 712, EID 3457, and EID 3459. Can I get a motion?
I move to accept the superintendent's recommendation for resignations, renewals, and retirements.
Second? That was Mr. Butler, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, the motion has been properly made by Ms. King and second by Mr. Butler to accept the superintendent's recommendations. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, the motion passes unanimously.
Mr. Chair, that concludes our business for tonight.
All right, well, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Wow, how about it? So it's one of them. The motion to adjourn has been properly made by Mr. Butler and second by Mr. Rouse. All in favor, raise your hand. Motion passes unanimously. This meeting is adjourned.